Okay, so today we're going to put on the LensSkins 100mm Macro for Canon. When you get your LensSkin, it'll look pretty much like this. It's derivative into 9 pieces, 2 hoods, the top B, button, middle B, middle A, bottom, and your back cap. So you want to open the directions that came with your LensSkin, and we're going to start from the bottom piece. So have your lens. I've already wiped down this lens, removing any dust and debris. You're just going to want to carefully unpeel the skin from the paper. Now this is a Canon 100mm Macro 2.8L. I'm going to flip it over and start at the back. Put it on the back. Now if you mess up putting on the LensSkin, you can just lift it up, comes off no residue, and it'll be secure when you fasten the back piece. So I'm just going to work this around, keep on working around. Once I get it pretty much the way I like it, then I'm going to fasten it onto itself, and that will adhere your lens. Okay. Now we're going to move on to middle A. Now middle A will not cover up the buttons on your lens. You're going to want to start middle A on the front part of your lens, approximately here, and then work that around. Try to stay as close as you can to the bottom, because middle B will slightly overlap middle A. Removing middle B. Just put middle B. Right, now this is a moving part. You don't want to cover up the moving parts. So this is a moving part. Now we're going to apply middle B right up against middle A. Put that on there. Work it around. This can also be done the opposite order. You can do middle B before doing middle A. Put that on, make sure this still moves freely. When you get to the end, you just fasten that on. Okay, and now you're ready for top B. Just go ahead and remove top B from the skin. It has a window piece, and that should come off real clean, and that should be left on. Just roll over your lens, identify your window. Now, here we go. Just going to put that on there, just center it real good. Did one side, then I'll do the other side. And just work on one side at a time. And it should line up real nice again. So remember, this is a moving piece, so be careful not to cover up that seam line right there, or your lens won't function properly. So go ahead and go right against Canon's red line. And then we'll do the other side. And when I'm happy with my placement, I'm happy everything moves, then I'll go ahead and push this flap onto the other one. Now we're going to move on to top. Pull that off. I'm going to start in the back of the lens, right here. I like the red ring, so make sure it stays visible. This is not a moving part, so it's not so important that you have the accuracy on the line. Here we go. Now I'm happy with that, and I'll go ahead and adhere that onto, oops. If you make a mistake, just peel it right off, and then there we go, and press it down firmly, and that'll give you a good, perfect. You're provided with a back cap. Just simply pull off the back cap. Come on. There you go. You turn your lens over, stick the back cap on, and I push it down where it says Canon to give it a real good seal. Just like that. Now, set your lens aside carefully, And it's time to move on. It's broken up into two sections. They're both identical, so it doesn't matter which one you start with. They're just A and B for identification purposes. So go ahead and remove the skin from the main piece. And then you're just going to want to line up mainly the top. This hood has a slight bend to it, so if you start right at the top, you'll have a way easier time putting this on. Line up that top piece. It's really the only piece I care about. This all can be smoothed out. You have to line up the top though. And then you just work that around so the top is all nice on there. And then with your fingers, you can just work out the bubbles on the lens. I'm going to lift up this corner and redo this, stretch it out just a little bit. There we go. Good thing about this material is very, 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 very forgiving. So don't be afraid to pull your skin off and try again if you're not happy with your alignment. If you have a little bit of top overhang, just simply when you're all finished, you're just going to press that down real firmly so you get a real good seal. Alright, I'm going to remove the other top section. There we go. And when you put on the next section of the hood, you're going to want to have a little bit of an overlay. So I'm going to put this right over here, lining up that top section again. I'm just going to smooth out these little bubbles with my finger. Beautiful. And I'm going to go right along the top of the lens and push down any little hint of overage. There we go. And you have yourself one awesome lens. This has been lenskins.com. Thank you so much. Enjoy.